What if a shark came to you not to attack, but to ask for help? This isn't the plot of a movie. It's a true story. It all began in the deep blue waters off the coast of Jupiter, Florida, where seasoned diver Josh Eccles was about to experience something no one could have predicted. While exploring the Atlantic with his team, Josh encountered a lemon shark in clear distress. Helping a shark, especially one as large and powerful as a lemon shark, sounds impossible. But this wasn't just any shark. This was a cry for help from one of the ocean's most misunderstood creatures. And at the heart of it all was a diver whose compassion and quick thinking would change the life of that shark forever. But before we dive into the incredible rescue, let's get to know Josh Eccles a little better. Josh is a local diver with Emerald Dive Charters in Jupiter, Florida. He has gained recognition over the years for his thorough knowledge of the seas and the creatures in it. His team appreciate him because of his cool head and thorough knowledge of the water. Josh is one of those divers who just gets it. His team leader once said, "He's one of the most mindful divers I've worked with," said Captain Randy Jordan, owner of Emerald Charters. Josh doesn't just dive. He observes, listens, and interacts with marine life on a deeper level. Eccles has been diving into Jupiter's seas for the past 5 years, and his daily schedule is anything but typical. Eccles has been certified as a professional diver since his early 20s and has completed over 2,000 dives to date. For Josh Eccles, diving is a way of life rather than simply just a hobby. Actually, he dives 3 times a day every day, which has given him an unmatched degree of expertise. Jupiter, Florida is known for its year-round clear visibility, which attracts marine biologists, conservationists, and thrill-seeking divers alike. Beautiful reefs, lots of sea life, and glistening clean waves are the best way to define Jupiter, Florida. But the ocean is not only gorgeous, it is also erratic. Hence, every dive presents fresh difficulties and surprises. From sea turtles to schools of fish, to even once-in-a-while sharks, divers frequently come across a variety of underwater life. Though Josh had a lot of diving experience, he had never seen anything exactly like this. Eccles' passion for the sea transcends mere excitement for diving. At first they thought it might be another diver, or perhaps a curious fish. But soon Josh noticed something he wasn't prepared for. A shark was approaching them, and it wasn't just any shark. At first, Josh felt a rush of adrenaline. Sharks were a common sight, but this one was behaving differently. The shark in question was a lemon shark, usually not hostile to people. These creatures can be frightening nevertheless. In their habitat, lemon sharks are an apex predator thanks to their big weight and powerful force. Usually regarded to be somewhat solitary, they do not actively search for human connection. Unlike many shark species, lemon sharks have been documented, forming social bonds and even preferring certain group members. But this shark wasn't acting like any normal lemon shark. Instead of swimming away, as most sharks would, this one kept nudging Josh, trying to get his attention. And then, to everyone's surprise, it began bumping into him. It wasn't just a casual bump. The shark was actively trying to communicate with him. He values the beauty of the sea and respects the creatures that call it home. Spending so much time under the surface, Eccles has become close to the sea and its residents and constantly works to protect and preserve it. But when he came upon a distressed lemon shark, the events of that day would be unlike anything he had ever witnessed. Therefore, the final test of his compassion and bravery, sharks have always captivated Josh, particularly the often seen lemon sharks in the region. Lemon sharks can live up to 25 years in the wild and are known to return to the same breeding grounds year after year. Both magnificent and frightening, these sharks have a yellowish hue and strong physique. These sharks are named for their yellow-brown coloring, which helps them blend into sandy seafloors and shallow coastal waters. It was an ordinary day. The sun was shining, the water was calm, and Josh Eccles was once again preparing to dive with his team. They prepared their gear with practiced efficiency, checking tanks and adjusting fins. But this time something felt different. The ocean's normal great expanse of blue had an odd tension in the water today. Though Eccles couldn't really put his finger on it, he felt something was off. He and his team were instantly conscious of a presence close as they descended into the Atlantic. A shadow moved in the distance, larger and more deliberate than the other creatures around them. Every time the shark nudged him, it lifted its head and exposed its belly. This strange behavior was unsettling. Sharks don't do this, and Josh knew something was wrong. The behavior was puzzling. Sharks are curious creatures, but this level of interaction was unheard of. Lemon sharks are known to bump into divers, but they don't do it like this. Eccles explained to WPBF. They don't bump into us that frequently. This was different. This female lemon shark kept nudging me and then flipping over to show me her belly, Eccles told CBS News. It was like she was saying, "Hey, I need help." You don't expect a shark to ask for help, but that's exactly what it felt like, Eccles said in a later interview. The shark continued to circle Josh and his team, repeating the same behavior, bumping him and then showing its stomach. It was clear. The shark was trying to tell Josh something, but what could it be? She's trying to tell us something, Josh thought, his heart pounding. He could feel the weight of the moment. This wasn't just an encounter. It was a plea for help. Josh knew the shark's action was unusual. As he watched the shark more carefully, though they have sharp teeth and amazing strength and can grow up to 11 feet long, lemon sharks are not often hostile toward people. Josh had encountered them before, and they had always been relatively calm. But now this shark seemed frantic, and Josh could sense that the shark was in distress. Josh felt increasing discomfort as the shark kept bumping him. He understood he had to investigate what was happening. Then Josh saw something startling, as if the shark was pointing him to where the issue was. There, rising from the shark's belly, was a large hook. Sorry for the interruption. Before we continue with the story, I kindly ask you to like the video and subscribe to this channel. It is very important for us. Thank you very much. The shark had been carrying it for who knows how long, and it appeared to be causing the animal extreme pain. Deep in her skin, it was buried as a terrible reminder. Desperate to get the hook out, the shark could not accomplish it by itself. This was where Josh's expertise and quick thinking would come into play. She kept circling back and lifting her body in front of me, exposing the underside where I saw the hook, Eccles said in an interview with WPBF 25 News. She swam right up to me, then rolled over and exposed her belly. That's when I saw the hook lodged deep near her fin, Eccles recounted to CBS News. To be really honest, it was really frightening. I realized, though, I had to act to assist this animal at the same moment. Later, Josh said, it was one of those times when you don't think, you just act. Examining the shark, Josh couldn't help but consider the resilience of these animals. This shark had likely been carrying the hook for months, maybe even years, and yet it had survived. It had endured the pain and adapted as best as it could. But now it needed help, and it had chosen Josh to provide it. The emotional weight of the moment was not lost on Josh. As a diver, he had always felt a deep respect for the ocean and its inhabitants. But now, with the shark's survival resting in his hands, that respect was transformed into a sense of responsibility. This was about giving this creature a second shot at life, not only about eliminating a hook. Josh sensed a connection that was difficult to articulate. As the shark hovered close by, its motions slow and intentional, this shark had reached out for help. Amid the expanse of the ocean, where people are sometimes viewed as invaders, this event highlighted the frailty of life under the sea and the special link that exists between people and animals. I've seen a lot of sharks over the years, Josh would later recall, but this one was different. She wasn't just surviving, she was asking for help. It's something I'll never forget. Back on the surface, Josh's team was equally captivated by what they were witnessing. They had seen sharks before, but this interaction was unlike anything they'd experienced. It was almost like she knew Josh was the one who could help her, one team member said. It was amazing to watch. For Josh, the decision to help wasn't a choice, it was an instinct. And as he prepared to make his first attempt at removing the hook, he knew he was about to face one of the most challenging moments of his diving career. The hook was not small by any means. It was large enough to cause significant injury and distress. Josh's first instinct was to try and remove it, but the shark quickly swam away as soon as he made his move. It was a moment of frustration and heartbreak. The shark needed help, but she was understandably frightened. She didn't trust me fully yet, Josh explained, but I wasn't going to give up on her. It was a clear sign that this wouldn't be an easy task, but Josh was determined. Eccles has been diving for years, and he's accustomed to handling dangerous situations. But this was different. This wasn't a threat, it was a creature in need, and he knew that the shark was depending on him to help. So, without hesitation, he prepared himself for a second attempt. Josh kept trailing the shark as it swam away and returned each time, hoping to get a closer view of the hook buried in its belly. Clearly nervous, the shark trusted Josh enough to return for a second round of assistance. This was no ordinary interaction. It was an opportunity for Josh to make a real difference. Josh carefully approached the shark from the side and placed his hand gently under her snout, a technique he had practiced during dives with docile sharks. "You have to stay calm," he later said. "If you panic, they panic." He understood he had to have a better look at it. Since the shark was far bigger and more strong than Josh, this was no easy work. It was one of those thick commercial-grade hooks, Josh recalled. At first, it felt like it wasn't going to move. I had to wiggle it back and forth slowly to get it loose without hurting her further. The hook was stuck deep inside the shark, and it was no easy feat to get it free. But Josh didn't give up. He continued working the hook, slowly but surely, determined to free the shark from its torment. The process was painstaking. Every tug felt like a battle against the ocean itself. But Josh's determination never wavered. He could feel the shark's trust growing with each passing moment. And then finally, the hook came free. It took several tries, but eventually Josh succeeded. Josh finally managed to extract the rusted hook, which was about 4 inches long. It looked like a shark fishing hook, he explained. The kind used for large game fish, definitely not something a shark can remove on its own. The hook was big, roughly the size of his hand, and it was obvious why the shark had been trying so fervently to get rid of it. It had been bearing the hook for far too long, and today it was at last free, thanks to Josh. According to Josh and other divers at Emerald Charters, it's common for sharks to carry foreign objects for long periods. This one had clearly been there for months, Josh noted. There was tissue grown over part of it. It must have been agonizing. It was clear she had been suffering for a long time. There was tissue growing over the hook. It must have been extremely painful, he told WPBF. Who knows how long the shark had been trying to get rid of it. But now, because of Josh's patience and bravery, she could go on, free from the weight of the hook dragging her down. After the hook was removed, something truly incredible happened. As if the shark was expressing its gratitude, it swam toward Josh and his team. Filming the whole exchange, they caught the instant the shark swam up to the camera. "It swam right past my mask and looked me straight in the eye," Josh said in an interview. "I've never had a shark do that before. It was surreal, like she was acknowledging me." Now off the hook, the team watched the shark swim off into the vast blue sea. Still, the story didn't stop there. Josh and his crew had been documenting the whole exchange, catching the amazing moment when the shark came toward the camera. It was as if she wanted the world to see her relief, her gratitude, and her second chance at life. The shark's actions were nothing short of extraordinary. This was a moment few people will ever experience, the chance to powerful creature like a lemon shark in need, and to witness its appreciation. The shark had come to Josh for help, and after being freed, it showed its thanks in the most beautiful way. Having spent years exploring the ocean depths, Josh Eccles had encountered countless marine animals, but this meeting left an indelible mark. Though he had always cherished the sea and its inhabitants, this experience transformed his connection to it. It became a vivid reminder that trust is not exclusive to humans. Even the most feared ocean predators can recognize compassion, and sometimes they reach out for help in ways we don't fully understand. Josh Eccles became a quiet hero that day, not just for removing a painful hook, but for truly listening to what the shark was trying to communicate. While most people would have recoiled in fear, Josh leaned into the moment, seeing an opportunity to make a difference. His calm instincts and courage allowed the shark to swim freely once again through the waters of Jupiter, unburdened and whole. What followed surprised even him. The footage of the interaction, captured by his dive crew, was uploaded to Emerald Charter's social media page. It quickly went viral, gathering millions of views and sparking discussions around the world. Major news outlets like CBS News, National Geographic, and Inside Edition picked up the story. People were captivated not just by the unusual behavior of the shark, but by Josh's empathy and instinct to help. Local divers began reporting sightings of what they believed was the same female Lehman shark weeks after the rescue. "She still swims near us sometimes," said one diver, "and she's noticeably more relaxed around humans." Josh himself saw her again, on several dives, recognizing her by a faint scar near her belly where the hook had been. She comes close, circles once, and moves on. It's like she remembers. The moment became a teaching tool too. Dive instructors in Florida started sharing the video as an example of responsible and respectful diver interaction with marine life. Conservationists praised the story as a reminder of the importance of empathy and awareness underwater. Values that go beyond thrill-seeking and touch on real stewardship. Josh's story wasn't dramatic in the traditional sense. There were no rescue boats, no crowds cheering, just a man and a shark in the silence of the sea. But to that animal, it meant everything. This isn't just the story of a diver and a shark. It's a testament to how one act of kindness can ripple through the ocean and beyond. In a world where many creatures face mounting threats, Josh Eccles' actions are a powerful reminder of what it truly means to care, and how nature sometimes gives us the chance to prove it. Did you enjoy this story? Would you have helped the shark like Josh did? Let us know in the comments below. If you liked this story, consider subscribing to the channel and giving it a thumbs up. Sometimes even the most feared creatures just need a little kindness. Thank you so much for listening. See you in the next video and have a wonderful day.